Okay, so animals were requested, so we will do some animals. Hang on, my camera's gone on a funny angle again. What I had it sorted. No, never mind. All right. So yeah, so animals were requested, so we're going to do a little bit of snake today. We'll start out just warming up really nice and gently first, and then we'll finish with some other things as well. So start just putting your feet shoulder apart. Bring your hands together. We'll just do some joint rotations to get everything moving, starting at our wrists. And then the other way. And the elbows. And the other way. Moving on to our shoulders. And the other way. Other arm. And the other way. Waist. Big circles loosening, opening up the hips. And the other way. Knees. And the other way. Ankles. And the other way. Other ankle. And the other way. Neck tilting forwards and back, forwards and back, forwards and back, to one side, the other side, the other side, the other side, the other side, and the other side. Bring your head up to the center. Twisting nice and loose. Loosening your whole body, your whole spine. And coming back to the center. So putting your feet shoulder width apart, pelvis sitting underneath you, back straight, neck long, shoulders open, arms relax at your sides. We'll stand for just a few moments. Tune into our body, our breath, and our energy. So see if you can be aware of every part of your body, aware of your feet, your toes, your ankles, your lower legs, your knees, your thighs, your pelvis, your abdomen, your chest, your back, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your fingers, your neck, your head. See if you can be aware of every part of your body, your whole body all at once. And tune into your breath. Make your breathing a little bit deeper, a little bit fuller. And feel the movement of your breath through your body. As you breathe in, feel your body expand and rise. As you breathe out, feel your body contract and sink. Deep, slow, relaxed breaths. And as you let your breath move freely, your energy also starts to move more freely. So you might start to feel your energy start to circulate and move. Bringing your hands together in front of you, palms touching. We'll breathe in, rising up. Breathe out, sinking down. Breathe in, rising up. Breathe out, sinking down. Breathe in. And out. So centering and aligning our energy, balancing left and right. Extending our energy down into the earth. Also extending it up into the sky. Deep, slow, relaxed breaths. We'll just do a few more of this movement. This time, as you breathe in, bring your hands up just halfway to in front of your chest. And then breathe out. Open with palms down. Bring your hands behind, turning your palms up and forwards. Opening your hands to the sides, keeping your palms facing all the way up. You can just breathe naturally as we turn slowly in one direction. Then turn slowly back in the other direction. So twisting through the spine, but also opening up, out through the shoulders, out through the arms. Getting the energy to start to expand out, to fill out through our body. Keep the palms facing all the way up. It's part of the mechanism of how we're opening up the flow of energy. It'll feel quite different if you let your palms turn in or down. So keep them all the way up. So you can feel the opening out through your shoulders, out through your arms. Just one more to each side. Coming back to the center. Breathe in, lifting your hands up. Breathe out, backs of the hands touching, descending down. Breathe in, coming up, hands scooping. Breathe out, opening down to the side. Breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, descending down. Breathe in, palms facing up, scooping, lifting upwards. And breathe out, lowering down. Breathe in. And out. So we feel a gentle pull outwards from our spine, out to the sides. Breathe in. Then there's a lifting upwards through the spine. And then out, releasing outwards. Breathe in. So we're very gently preparing our spine. Breathe out, preparing our central nervous system. Breathe in, coming up. Breathe out. We'll do just a couple more. Breathe in, out. Breathe in. And out. One more. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. And out. Raising opposite knee to opposite elbow, if you're able to. If that's difficult, you can go opposite hand to opposite knee. So work within what is comfortable for you. If you are comfortable going elbow to knee, go elbow to knee. And then just lowering your hands. Okay, so we'll move into some snake movements. So starting, just bringing your hands up, lacing your fingers together, pressing all the way up. And from here, we're going to twist with our arms pressed upwards, side to side, feeling a twist right through our whole body, from our ankles, through our legs, through our hips, through our waist, through our ribs, through our shoulders, our arms, lengthening and twisting the whole body all at once. So the snake movements that we're going to do particularly focus on the water elements. So we're going to see lots of stimulation of our kidneys, of our spine, of the areas along the kidneys and bladder meridian, so up through the insides of our legs, down the muscles on the sides of our back, each side of the spine. Of course, it will stimulate other things as well. Every animal has a mix of all 5 of the elements within it, but there's going to be quite a strong water stimulation. So from here, coming back to the front, we're going to lower our hands down, palms down, keeping the fingers laced together, lowering all the way down, keeping your legs straight. So just go to wherever is comfortable for you. And when you reach as low as is comfortable for you, extending your hands out and away and bringing your body up. So we descend down, lowering down through the whole body to wherever is comfortable for us, and then extend out, up, and away. So I'll demonstrate. Go to the full range for you. I'm going to demonstrate going not quite as low to encourage some of you who maybe that's going to be best for you. So if this is where you reach to and that's what's comfortable for you, just come from there and up. Those of you who are comfortable going all the way down, keep doing that. But for those of you who try this, you'll find you're getting the same stimulation. We're creating like a wave type stimulation up through our spine. You're just doing it a little bit more gently. So again, just reach wherever is comfortable for you, then extend out and up, feeling that wave of stimulation come up through your spine. Going just to wherever is comfortable for you. Out, up, and away. We'll just do a couple more of these snaking wave movements through our spine in this direction. One more. And then we'll change directions. So this time we come forwards, reaching forwards, palms out, reaching the whole body forward. Only go to where you're comfortable. And then as we come close to our body, we bring the palms facing up, lifting upwards, turning our hands back up. So again, I'll demonstrate doing it through a smaller range of motion. If this is what's comfortable for you, stop bending your body. Then just lower the hands and come up from there. So again, you get the same wave stimulation, loosening, bringing the energy up through your spine. You don't have to push yourself. You don't have to strain. You can do it at a level that is comfortable for you. Go to wherever is comfortable for you, though. If you are comfortable going all the way down, go all the way down. Work within what is comfortable for you. Keep breathing deep, slow, relaxed breaths. The breath helps to keep the energy flowing, helps to release any tensions if we do build them up. One more. Last one. Bring our hands all the way to the top. So we've been working with these waves, forwards and backwards through our spine. Now we're going to introduce a similar movement to the side. So we're going to reach over to one side, coming down and through, essentially making a big circle, coming up through the other side, bringing our hands all the way up to the top, reaching down. And again, you'll notice each side of the spine being stretched and moved in a sinuous sort of wave type motion with the movement. Again, only go as far as is comfortable for you in the movement. So I'll demonstrate that. So if this is what's comfortable for you, that's totally fine. You still get the stimulation. It's just a bit more gentle. If you are comfortable going all the way down, or wherever it is you are comfortable going to, work to your limits so you do feel that gentle stretch as part of the movement. One more in this direction. And then we'll change directions going the other way. So again, going as far as is comfortable for you. If it's comfortable to come all the way around so your hands are close to the ground, that's great. If doing a smaller movement is what works for you right now, that's great. Little by little, as you continue, if you work with your current limits, things will loosen up, and little by little, you'll be able to move more freely. If you push too far, too fast, what happens is your body resists. It fights against it. It tightens up for good reason. It's trying to protect itself. And often that will actually slow you down from being able to move more freely through a full range of motion. So work within what works for your body right now. Work gently with those limits. Keep breathing deep, slow, relaxed breaths. One more. Bring your hands up to the top. Palms back together. Bring your hands down in front of your chest. Okay, so from here, I'm going to demonstrate an easy version first, because this is one that will be challenging for some people. So it's the same movement, but I'll show it through a limited range of motion. So we're going to bend one knee, the hand on that side of the body, we're going to point downwards, and we're going to sink as low as is comfortable for us. So this is going to be different for different people. For some people, as you sink, this might be it. For other people, you might sink all the way down. Once you've sunk to wherever is comfortable for you, actually, I'll show both. I'll show you full range, and then I'll show you gently, and then we'll go back. So once you've sunk wherever is comfortable for you, you're going to extend your arm and your leg at the same time. So from here, we're going to reach out. If you're at full range, your hand will be just above the ground. We keep our weight on this leg and reach the hand. We do this before we move our legs, reach our hand along the ground, and then we change our legs through. We bring our other arm over the top, look our head between our hands, then descend our other arm down. This is the movement. I'll show you again doing it through a lesser range of movement. Same idea, just done more gently. So from hands in front of the chest, bend one knee, turn one hand down, just descend to wherever's comfortable for you. Extend your arm and your leg at the same time. Obviously, if you haven't sunk as far, your leg won't go as far. Now imagine as if this lower hand was sitting on a surface. Reach out and then come through. Bring your hand over the top. Look your head between your hands. You should feel a stretching, lengthening from your back heel all the way through your body. Then lower your hand down. Reach, turn your head, reach out. Then shift your legs so you can come all the way through. Bring your hand over and through. And little by little as you do this, you might find you feel like you can go a little further down. And a little further down. But just work with what works with you. Go to that point where you feel you're stretching, feel you're working. And eventually, ideally, you'll find that you're coming right along the ground, reaching, extending right out. But work within your limits. Just go wherever's comfortable for you. And you'll feel as you do this, we're stretching right through the sides of our body, the sides of our spine, the base of the back around the kidneys, and through the inside of the thigh, of the hips. So we're opening up all of these areas relating to the water element, to the kidneys, the kidney meridian. Descend down, stretch out, extend out, over your head, reach, extend, lower your hand, reach along the ground first, now turn the leg, extend up, over your head, reach, once more each side, Descend down. Reach along the ground first. Now extend. Hand coming out over your head. Descend. Reach along the ground first. Now out. Coming over your head. Okay, from here, we'll do the easy version first. So you can put your knee on the ground. The more challenging version, you don't. We're going to keep our hands close to our arms at all times. So from here, we're going to change knees, come across to the other side, our arms go across, our arms slide against each other, and we reach all the way around, looking behind us. We then turn, the arms slide against each other, change legs. You can put your knee all the way down. Change. Now, more challenging, just don't put your knee on the ground. So we come through. Change. Keeping the knee off the ground. Come through. Change. Another way you can make this easier, if you want to, is to just stand higher as you do this and turn and turn. And as you do this, you'll feel a twist again, a twist right through your whole body, and particularly through the area of your kidneys, stimulating the water element. So do it the way that feels good to you for now, whether you do that standing quite high, as I am now, whether you do that putting your knees on the ground, whether you do that in a low stance, but without putting the knees on the ground. And there is a more challenging version than that, but I'm not going to do that today, maybe another time. So feeling this twist right through the whole body. Then coming back to face the center, keeping your hand close to your arm, beside your elbow. We're just going to make small circles. And as you do this, you might be able to feel a fluid connection through your whole body. And in particular, just keep doing the movement while I demonstrate something. In particular, you might feel like a coiling, particularly coming through this area of the lower back from your kidneys. There's a little squeezing, coiling energy coming up through your body, and particularly the kidneys. So we change to the other side, slide our other arm out, hand staying by the elbow, small circles. Feel that coiling coming up through your body, and particularly up through your kidneys. A little squeezing energy. Bring the energy through the kidneys. Keep breathing, steady, relaxed breaths. Lowering your hands. Breathe in and out. Breathe in, circulating integrating, breathe out the energy we've stimulated with our practice. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Letting your arms rest at your sides in a Wuji posture. So before we finish, we'll go through some 5 element standing. I think we did this in our last session as well. Nice way to, if our energy is not stimulated enough already, to really boost the energy a little bit more. We don't have a lot of time, so we're not going to spend a long time in each of the postures, but even a short time, you'll find you really build the energy standing in these postures. So first, moving into earth. So a horse stance, pulling our fists back, solid, stable, grounded, breathing deep, relaxed breaths. Feeling the energy build, the qualities of earth within our energy, solid, stable, balanced, and grounded. Shifting to metal, so a cat stance. Sitting down onto the back leg, front leg on the ball of the foot. Hands sharp, focused, alert, building the qualities of metal within your energy. Shift to the other leg. Step across, bring your other foot onto the ball of your feet. Sit down onto the back leg. Hands sharp. Deep, relaxed breaths. Okay. Step your leg out to change to the other leg. Step the other foot across behind on the ball of the foot. Arms extend. So we have a twist coming up through our whole body. And you can probably feel the relationship to the snake practices we're just doing. Water. Change. Stepping out. Across to the other side. Step your foot behind. Extend your hands. Turn your head. Deep, relaxed breaths. Feel the twisting and coiling through your whole body. Feeling a little squeeze, a little stimulation through your kidneys. Stepping your foot back out. Bring your hands together in front of your chest. Cross your foot above your knee, rising upwards. Feeling the rising energy of wood. Lowering your hands back in front of your chest. Step your leg out. Other leg comes across in front. Rising upwards. Bring your hands back in front of your chest. Step your leg out. Step the other leg backwards. Extend your fist on the side that the leg has stepped back. Sit down into your posture. We feel the energy rise upwards from the earth, through our legs, up into our torso, then expanding outwards from the center of our chest. Fire. Change, step the foot forwards, step the other leg back. Sink down into your posture. Feel the energy rise, then expand outwards. Then returning to where we started, back into horse. Solid, stable, grounded, the quality of earth. Lowering your hands, stepping your feet back to shoulder width apart. Sink into your posture a little. Pelvis sitting under you, back straight, neck long, shoulders open, arms relax at your sides. Deep, relaxed breaths, letting the qualities of all the 5 elements consolidate, combine within you. So you can draw on any of these qualities when and as you need them. Stability, focus and sharpness, fluidity and flow, rising, surging energy, expansion of your energy, spreading outwards and consolidating inwards. Deep, relaxed breath. And again, breathe in. Raising your arms, breathe out. Lowering them down. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. And out. Bring your hands onto your dantian. We'll finish with a little self-massage. Settle our energy right down. Bring our hands into our lower back, massaging in circles on our lower back. When you've done a more stimulating session, sometimes you need to focus a little bit more on your cool down to make sure the energy settles properly. We'll pat down the back of our legs, up the inside of the legs, up to the inside of one arm, up the back of the arm, up the other arm, up the back of the arm, over your face, over your head, over your neck, down your back, down your legs, up the inside of the legs, body, out the arm, up the back of the arm, the other arm, back of the arm, over your face, over your head, over your neck. One more time, all the way down, up. Stopping at the waist. Bring your hands together in front. Let the energy settle. Okay. All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try changing my lighting a little bit. See if I can make this a little nicer. That's a bit better. You're probably going to feel like you can see my face a bit more. Cosmina says, it worked. It started to rain. All right, I'm going to let people unmute themselves if they wish. But if we can try not to have everyone talking at once, that's always a good idea. So yeah, feel free if you would like, if you have a question or a comment, you can do that. Or you can put it in the chat. Oh, I'm going to just mute that again because we've got some weird sound coming through. But you can unmute yourself if you want. If we can avoid strange sounds, that'd be good though. All right, let's see. We've got some comments in the chat. Clayton says, that was great. I think upon review that there is a lot of wood element in the warm-ups. Yeah, there's a mix of everything in them, isn't there? And again, even so within the snake, as I mentioned, a very strong water focus. But if you look deeply, you will have also been able to identify the other elements as well. Particularly, you probably would have identified some wood in there quite clearly, some of the stretching through the side of the body. But the others are there as well, of course. Jonathan says, amazing, my spine feels incredible. Yeah, good way to get it all moving. Lewis says, thanks, John, very stimulating. Denise says, I find when I practice wild animal play warm-up alone, I go faster than we did today. So it was really nice going slower. I could feel more of the balance between the two sides of my body. Yeah, so you can vary the speed. You'll know, those of you who've done different things with me, it's not like you have to do everything at one speed. But you do notice different things and you do get some different benefits going at different speeds. And so sometimes it is really nice to go really slow, even much slower than we did today. And other times it's actually quite beneficial to go faster, according to what's going on within you and your energy. So it's fine to adjust those as you need to. Lisa says, I'm just starting wild animal play. This is quite terrifying. Well, look, hopefully, so we did some easy versions of each of the movements. Hopefully all of those were achievable, right? You don't have to do the most challenging version. You can build it up little by little, but hopefully over time it becomes easier to do those challenging versions. I showed the more challenging versions straight away because it's easier to get an idea of what the movement should look like. I think when you do it through a fuller range of motion. And so then you're aiming for that same sort of feeling, even when you do it through a lesser range of motion.
Can my bear do it?
What, sorry?
Can my bear do it?
Your bear? I'm sorry, I can't see you on screen, so
It's okay. Oh my God.
maybe you'll back into it. But hopefully, so Lisa, were the easy versions okay?
They were okay. I just wasn't prepared for it. It was just like,
Okay.
what do you want me to do? And I
Yeah.
think that like you go down
Oh, we've lost your sound.
and it's
Oh, you're fading in and out on us, Lisa, for some reason.
all right. I'll type it.
You'll type. Okay, I'll come to your comment in a little bit. I'll go through the others and then I'll find yours. So Elizabeth says, first time ever for the snake. Really like it. Feel great. Good, good. And look, these are more challenging. The animal practices typically are more challenging. That's the nature of them. And so for most people, it's probably not where they start. Because when you're challenging your body really physically, it's harder. I'm going to mute again. We got some weird sound going on. When you're challenging your body really physically, it's because so much of your effort and attention, your body's attention is going to that, it's harder to tune into the energy to begin with. But once you've already developed some awareness of your energy, and then you start to challenge your body, then you can focus on both. You can be aware of the physical challenge, and also then be feeling what that's doing with your energy. But they're great practices. Someone who's very athletically inclined might want to go straight into these sorts of practices. For other people, you probably generally start with some of the others. Although, again, you can do the easy version. There's nothing wrong with that. You get the benefit and the stimulation from doing that. So Margaret says, just have to be careful with your knees. Yes, definitely. Beth says, my hands, lower dantian and mingmen, are very stimulated. Yeah, so a lot of stimulation. So particularly through the kidneys and the spine, which then, of course, sends the energy out everywhere to some degree. Julie also says needing to pay attention to the knees. Okay, so John says, just on a personal note, the bending to the floor, I have old back injury, 2 fractured spinal vertebrae. Do you think that my movement will increase, or if the vertebrae are fused, is there a limit? The movement will definitely increase, but you may find that you then do reach a limit. So again, start with the easier version and gradually go into it. Never push yourself too far so that it feels like it's not doing good. But if you do extend little by little, you will definitely find you increase. But yeah, you might find that you do reach a limit at some point. So Lisa says, I was a bit confused with placement of my feet as I was watching you at the same time. I guess when I get to it in the wild animal play course, I'll understand the mechanics. Yes, I would think so. Of course, when you're new to any practice, there's a lot of different things going on at once. And this is part of the benefit of going through and studying something, in depth and detail and taking your time, because you can then break it down more and go, okay, now I'm just paying attention to my feet. Now I'm just paying attention to the next bit. Now I'm just going to put it all together, which makes it a bit more challenging. So let's see. Helen, do we have Helen somewhere with a question? Where is Helen? There she is. Cool. Yep.
Hi. Yeah, I was a tiny bit late for this.
That's okay.
So this is Wild Animal Place is the one that I paid to do and everything, and kind of studied it, but I can't do a lot of them.
Yeah.
So what's that lovely one that you do where you have your hand near your elbow and you do little circles? Is your hand actually touching your elbow? Can you explain that a bit more?
Yeah. So yeah, I'll explain that a little bit. Let me step back. Hopefully you can still see me okay with the lighting. So yeah, so the hand sits next to the elbow and actually touches the elbow. And what this does is it links the two sides of your body. Because if you just wave one arm around, you'll find that the movement tends to just go into your shoulder. And maybe a little bit will extend through the rest of your body, but not so much. Put your other hand there, and both shoulders start to go. And then this carries down your spine, particularly into your back, but then down through your hips and your legs, and so the whole body comes together. So I'm showing this just with a side-to-side movement, but then the same thing happens as you circle. And this brings the movement so that you get the coiling right down through your lower back into your legs, the whole body coiling together, and we can change the other side. But it becomes a whole body movement. And so if you think about a snake, you know, a snake doesn't really have arms and legs that operate independently. It's the whole body always together. And so this is, to some extent, what we're replicating. And one of the ways that helps us to do this is by having the arms connected. It gets that whole body to move and coil all at once. Is that helpful, Helen?
Yeah, that's great. And do you do the circles both ways, or just you do them in?
Like, you can do them both ways. Yeah.
It's really different.
Yeah.
Could I do that one? Is it good to do the whole routine?
Yeah. Okay. So yes, so you can do that by itself if you want. What you'll find is it's much easier to feel the coiling right through your whole body if you have prepared it with all of the other movements. If you've gone through and done, because this really gets everything, you know, working through your spine, through your hips, everything moving. And now, because this is quite a subtle movement, if you've prepared everything, you're going to be able to follow that through. Whereas if you just go to it, you can do it, but it's going to be harder to get that connection and flow all the way through. I think what would be good for you, Helen, is so with the new course material, when I get to it, I will demonstrate a lot more modifications for the different exercises. So I think that's going to be good for you to go through and revisit, because I think you will be able to do a lot more of the animal things just when you bear in mind a bit more of modifications. Because how did you find doing the easier versions of what we did today?
I could do some of them. I'm being very careful because hopefully I'm flying home on Monday.
Yeah, of
hopefully. So I was careful. I couldn't do some of them. The one where you're doing this one, that's
I can't see you right now. Let me see.
Like,
which one?
That one where then you're bending down and one hand comes over like that.
Okay.
It's like anything like that can just start to pain down my leg.
Throw you out.
But I did do the other ones where you do this and I just didn't bend down, and that felt great. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, good. So
I'm going to do this one again when you're recording it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, I'll try this one when I get home.
Yeah, and try going gently and work with do it as gently as you need to so that it feels safe for you.
Yeah, no, I liked it. It was really good, you know.
Cool. Okay, let me, we've got a few more comments here. Okay, Beth. Okay, so suggestion to have a yoga mat or other props as you lower for stability. Yeah, so, well, certainly if you're wanting to put your knees on the ground, having a yoga mat is helpful. If you're not going to the ground, not so necessary. Unless, I guess, if you're on a slippery surface, having a yoga mat can help you to stop your feet from slipping too much. Props for stability as you go down. I think probably better just to lower yourself gradually so that you feel like you're stable as you go down, because a lot of the movements, to get the fluidity of the movement, it's going to be challenging to do that while also relying on a prop. So probably just gradually find your way down. So Ellen asked, was this the warm-up? Is there more to the series? Yes, that's the warm-up. And then you do other stuff. So yeah. Great stuff, but again, the key is to build into it gradually, and do recognize it is a more physically challenging type of practice. It's part of the nature of it, but you can build into it gradually. Jurian says, I felt the coiling much more on the right hand side than on the left hand side. Any explanation for that? Yeah, probably you have some tension and you know, a pattern between your left and your right, and it could actually go either way. It could be that you have more tension on the right hand side, and so then the circling is more obvious to you, or it could be actually that you're looser on your right hand side, and so you can move more freely. So it can actually go either way, but ideally over time with practice, both of them, you know, each side equalizes out. And particularly what we did before we even started the snake practice with these preparation movements, these are useful in starting to balance things out and open things on both sides, so that becomes easier as you move into the animal practices. Okay, we've gone a bit past time. I see a few people.
I have a quick question, if I may. Can you hear me?
Sure, that's fine. Yes, go ahead.
That reminded me of something, because she was talking about Ming Men, Wei Lu. So we know that the dantians, for example, are like balls that are spinning in every direction. So if we have Ming Men, Wei Lu, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
So Ming Men, what's the other one you're saying?
W-E-I-L-U, Wei Lu. How do you pronounce it in English?
Wei Lu. Okay,
That's
yep.
one. No, because we were opening it now with those exercises. So those points, for example, I'm just taking these two. Are they like little balls spinning in every direction, just like the dantians?
No. So the dantian is a pool of energy. The points, it's still a three-dimensional structure, but because they come from a directional flow, they're related to a directional flow, they have more of a vortex shape to them, more of a vortex. If you think of it, so if you go to the analogy of a river, now of course there's different types of flows within the body, but the analogy of a river, when the river sometimes hits a particular type of bend and turns, it creates a circular pattern. So a classic example of that is just down from the Niagara Falls. Has anyone seen the vortex there?
In your practice, we're going both ways between heaven and earth, because normally we're just doing, you know, like from the back up the front. But in your practice, in between heaven and earth, we're doing both.
Yes, that's right.
So Niagara Falls goes both ways in your practice.
Potentially, yes. So the energy does flow both ways. But here's the thing. Remember, ocean currents versus rivers. So between heaven and earth, we're working with ocean currents, which the flow can change direction. The river only goes in one direction.
Okay, so they are kind of like barrels. They're kind of like wheels, but spinning in 2D, only 2D.
Yes. Yeah.
And
for the points. For the points.
The flow goes through them.
What, sorry?
And the flow goes through them, like when we're doing the microcircuit, MICRO.
Yeah, so the flow hits them, and then there's a pattern within the flow.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Does that make sense?
It perfect sense. Thank you.
So it's an interesting distinction between a dantian and a point, because a point is not. It in some ways it has similarities to a dantian. It's not quite the same because of the nature of the flows and how they stimulate them. So a dantian is more, you know, all directional, whereas because the points are related to a more linear flow of some description, it has a slightly different structure. Anyway, people are needing to go, so of course if you need to go at any point, you're welcome to, but probably time for us to wrap it up. Thank you for coming, everyone, and look forward to seeing you on the next one.